You're going to be so delighted to meet with Greg. He is our productivity coach at our Clinton office, and we have Linda. She is our mega agent in our Clinton office and a regular on our Courage to Thrive calls because, you know, many times we think we already have the habit built and we're kidding ourselves. Personally, I am doing this every single day. So I have a whole stack of people to call today of people that I had met and they're important. So I'm doing this so that I can make a lot of the phone calls as well.
Why don't you give them a little bit of background on the DTD2 and kind of where you were before,
Okay.
and then, you know, what that's done for you.
So I am on these calls every day because I have finally, with this shift, discovered how to time block, and I have made time to protect my morning and make these calls. And this is a great way for me to just sit down and do it. And it has been great. So I do the DTD2, which is the bold way of making the calls through your database. And I've been sticking to it, quite frankly, since January 6th, that first week that that started the new year. And I have been calling the people in my database regularly and contacting them. So that's how it's made it easier for me to organize, and I've gotten better at tracking my calls.
Before you did DTD2, what happened to you, Linda?
I was winging it. I had a great year. My first year I've been with Keller Williams for 2.5 years. So my first year that I came over was great because I got to call everybody I knew, told them that I had changed companies. Last year, my production was way down because I wasn't purposefully calling anybody. I was winging it, which is what I did at the last company I was with. Taught me a lot about real estate, but did not teach me how to get business. So I am back in production and filling the pipeline and making a lot of calls. I had lofty goals for this year. I have not changed my goals. I may or may not reach them. I'm on my way to reaching them. But now my goal for this year is to cap twice this year.
Thank you for sharing that. I know that about you, but I wanted everybody else to know that about you. And, you know, I think that even just from an outside perspective, you could really see Linda's business take off when actually throughout this pandemic, she got more focused. We all kind of went crazy and, you know, all around, and she hunkered down and built the barriers around her business and herself that she needed to do. And that's something I really admire about her. We're going to do a care call, guys. We're going to do something about, you know, I'm in Linda's database because today we're going to try and emphasize the importance of calling your database and just how it's the lifeblood of your business. Hopefully you kind of saw that as a firsthand example of how that kind of played out for Linda. Just for background, I'm not going to be somebody that's like a super close friend for her. I'm going to be somebody who's kind of like a friend or an acquaintance, someone she's nurturing. Okay. So not somebody who's like, you know, her best friend forever.
So ring, ring.
Hello, this is Greg.
Hey, Greg, it's Linda Creech. How are you?
Oh, hey, Linda. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I know I talked to you a few weeks ago when we started the whole stay-at-home order. How are you guys doing now?
Yeah, was it only a few weeks, man? It feels like forever because it's just crazy. You know, kids are trying to do the homeschooling thing, and I didn't realize that I was a teacher too, and on top of my normal job, and I just feeling like I'm on Zoom calls left and right. So, but it's nice to be summertime, so we just kind of send the kids outside in the backyard and play.
Well, that's good. That's good. How is work going though for you from home?
It's okay. You know, it's kind of a new normal where we're trying to juggle things between, we only have one office. So, you know, my wife's on a call, I'm on a call. Sometimes we'll take it outside. You know, it's not ideal, but, you know, we're trying to make the best of it.
Great. Good, good. Hey, I know you talked about down the road, listing your home and upsizing. I just wanted to keep you informed of the market. And I don't think I've shared the market information that we have for you. That's what's been going on. So I would like to consistently share that with you. Just for an example, this morning I got up and looked at our market here in our county, and we had 48 new listings in the last 24 hours and 41 under contract. So I think that's important for you to track as you move forward to listing your home. I'd like to share that information with you. Can you verify your email for me?
Sure. Yeah, it's abc@xyz.com.
Got it. Good, good. You don't mind me sending that to you, do you?
No, that's probably easier if honestly, I get so many text messages that I can just that way I can file it away and, keep track and go back and look at the trends. I'm sure that you would keep me abreast of that stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, right now, I know that you talked about down the road because the kids are still in school. Now's a really great time to list your home. So while we're talking about it, if you've heard of anybody in your area or anybody you know that's wants to list their home, I'd love to talk to them about it and tell them about the market and just share that information with them.
Okay. Yeah, I can try and keep my ear to the ground for you. I mean, sometimes, through my wife at the PTA and stuff, like she may hear some stuff.
Great, great, good. So what else are you doing to keep busy this during these times?
We're supposed to go on vacation, but in about a month or so. I'm not exactly sure. I think we're gonna go down. We're supposed to go down the shore. We go down the shore every year, but I don't know if the boardwalk will be open or if the stores will be open. But we're still gonna just try and get some beach time. How about you?
Good. Same. Not a lot going on. Hoping to hit the lake, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Yep. So, Greg, I don't want to keep you long. I know you're working. Are you getting my newsletter? I just want to make sure.
I think so. When was the last time you sent it to me?
Every month.
Okay, so it would have been like the beginning of the month?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing something
I'm
about
going to
a week or
double
so
check.
ago.
I'm going to double check your email, make sure we have it in there right. So thank you for giving me that. Great. Well, if there's anything I can do to help you in the future or anybody you know, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Cool. Yeah, will do. Thanks for giving me a shout.
No problem. Thank you.
All right. See ya.
I try to keep them short. It's hard.
Linda, we have a question. What's on your newsletter?
My intention is to keep it kind of light and not very salesy. With my Instagram, I try to include articles that help people for, DIY stuff around the house and local things that people can do in the 3 counties that I like to serve. So that's in development, and that's one of the things I'm doing to verify emails to start my newsletter. I am not creative. I am not creative in that way. So that's been a struggle for me, honestly. I'm a big farmer in my area, and I have actually a very small farm, but I have a lot of success from it. And the stuff that has the most impact is the local stuff. Our town, Clinton, I live right in Clinton. We have 2,700 residents. The stuff that's gotten the most impact has been a calendar of events for the town. Actually, I have people in my neighborhood who ask me for it every year.
Hey, Linda, I have a question for you. Well, twofold, but one with regards to newsletter, and then I want to switch back. But did you kind of storyboard your newsletter out at the beginning? You say, hey, in January, I'm going to touch about New Year's resolution. And in February, I'm going to talk about Valentine's Day. In March, I'm going to talk about St. Patrick's Day or whatever. Or did you are you doing it ad hoc every month?
I did, yeah, both. Yes to both. So, and it may not be with my newsletter, but more with the postcards and the touches and the calls had to do, especially the postcards. I do have a theme for the month. If it's not just listed or just sold, I would have a theme. And a lot of it centers around, I think we went over this in bold too. There is a reason every month to touch your database, whether it's Happy New Year or Happy Valentine's Day or Happy Spring, whatever, Happy Tax Day. There is a reason every month to touch your database. But also there is the kind of ad hoc ones that you said, like maybe every 6 months, I'll put together a postcard with my sales for the months. I've sold 15 houses in the first 6 months of the year. I can help you too. Things like that. So.
Cool. Yeah. Second question I had was, you had mentioned your conversation with your coach. What, just at a high level, what has been kind of like your experience by having a coach, just from MAP's perspective?
180% turnaround on my mindset. I started just after frustration last year with my low production. I talked to MAPS in November. They paired me up with, it's funny, they asked me the question, do I want somebody tough or do I want somebody who's going to go easy on me? And I really wanted to say easy on me. And Greg T-Bach and Amy both said no.
You want the tough one. You want the tough one. I know you.
And they set me up with a guy from Brooklyn who lives in Florida now, but who wanted what he referred to as a tough Jersey bird. So he's been great. He has turned my mindset around. Very encouraging, a lot of good little simple tidbits. The bad part about it, and you're going to laugh, Greg, is he's got a bromance going on with my husband right now because they met at family reunion. So, but it's, we've had a lot of fun. It's been great. I highly recommend it. It is not anything where anybody's going to force you to do conversations on the phone in big groups of people. But I 100% am an advocate now. My husband asked me, he said, have you seen a difference? And I said, my answer was, I don't know. We'll look at the numbers. And he turned around and said, it's not always about the numbers. So he's been great.
I like that. It's not always about the numbers.
So there is a couple of questions. So everybody on the call, yes, you do have the option for a MAPS coach, and you can go ahead, and I'm not really sure if they're still offering discounts. My hallucination is that they are. You also, many of you who are, working with your productivity coach, just really engage with them, ask for that accountability, because accountability is the difference maker. I've had a coach ever since I started my real estate business 20 years ago. I still have a coach. The reality is it's you. If you're willing to really go that extra mile, the coach is going to help you. My other recommendation is that even if you've graduated, you started with Keller Williams or you came to Keller Williams, you have the option, go and speak with your productivity coach in your market center and ask them, can you do a coaching session with me? Can you coach me for a month? Ask them. And so that you get to understand what coaching is and isn't, okay? We're doing training. We're doing experiential work right now. Coaching, there's training, coaching, mentoring. Go and experience it with your productivity coach. And you find that you're starting to actually do some stuff. You really have a lot of choices. But coaching really does make a difference, and it actually gets us really to look in the mirror every single day and say, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I didn't do. And this is what I am going to invest in myself. Okay. So want to know more about coaches? Speak with all your productivity coaches.
Yeah, your pro coach will be happy to do a business assessment, 100% on your business.